Okay. We have crowned 3 champions. They will be going to that European Championship, which will be played right back here. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you friendly faces. I know you guys want some more Starcraft. But for a lot of you local Swedes, this is the moment you've been waiting for. We're moving on to the Swedish Championship, and of course, those final rounds, including some of the best players in the entire planet, SaSe, Naniwa, Thorzane. These are good players. Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys pumped? Yeah! You can always count on a cheer from you guys. You guys have been great all day long, but of course, this is the big time. So we're going to actually show a little bit of a video explaining the WCS for those of you that are new or just need a reminder. Sit tight and check out this video.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time for the Sweden National Finals here, Grubby. And oh boy, are we in for an exciting evening. But before we do get into the games, why don't you break down the WCS a little bit more for us?
Yes, of course, the Sweden Nationals is a tournament with amazing players, with so much prestige, $15,000 of prize money. And every player here, including the ones who are already eliminated, will win some prize money at least for their efforts in qualifying for the Sweden Nationals through the various online and offline qualifiers. But of course, that's not all of it. There's 3 trips reserved for those 3 champions here. 2 of them have already been taken. Thorzane and Cyplo will go there, but we're going to have to wait and see who the 3rd champion will be. These 3 guys will travel to the WCS Europe Finals on September the 15th and the 16th. But even there, it doesn't end. We've got, it's a national, a continental, and a global level. So at all these continental finals, like the Europe Finals, we've already seen the South America Finals. We're going to have a North America Finals. There's a Southeast Asia Finals. All these finals are coming together to produce more champions, which will go to the WCS Global Finals, held at 17-18 November in China later on in this year. So much opportunity for not only some of the very best players in the world, like we're seeing here in the Sweden National soon, but also some undiscovered talent gets a chance to make a name for themselves. I think it's a fabulous system, and we're going to see awesome games coming up now.
We've seen some unnames do it, but let's have a look at the bracket now for the Swedish, of course, finals or national finals. We've seen a lot of upsets, and there's too much to actually describe right now on screen. There's just so many games left and right. Let's follow Thorzane's road to where he is, though. Thorzane went 2-1 versus Morrow. He then went 2-1 versus Bishu before going 2-0 versus Naniwa, which sets him up now versus Cyplo.
Yeah, and Cyplo, of course, he had no easier bracket than that necessarily. He defeated Lalush 2-0, who qualified for the TSL. He defeated Forsen 2-1, and then he even took out SaSe, who's been practicing in Korea for a whole lot. 2-0 score to make it to the upper bracket finals already.
And of course, that is the upper bracket, so we can go ahead and take a look at the lower bracket now to find out which players are remaining, and as you said, which player is fighting for the last spot available to qualify. And there we already do have Naniwa waiting for 2 players. Yeah. Those 2 players, which, by the way, is our first game of the evening, SortOf versus SaSe. Oh boy, oh boy.
And if you're a Swede, the lower bracket is a scary place to be. There's so many good players left. Like the Apollo said, we're going to be starting with SaSe versus SortOf. The winner of them will challenge Naniwa. And then we're going to see who drops down from that upper bracket finals and see who can make it into that 3rd spot.
All right, guys, so it is almost time to begin the games. But before we go in, once again, let's have a look at a highlight clip.
cannot wait for this match. Protoss versus Zerg. It is SaSe. He's been training in Korea. He's had sick, good runs in such big lands like the Red Bull land and MLG. He has represented you guys pretty damn well. I cannot wait to see him play. But of course, his opponent is one of the hottest Zergs in all of the world right now. He's been winning more Playhems than any other non-Korean, and he's actually qualified for something like, I just did the math, every frickin' tournament he's played in recently. He is absolutely on fire, and he is going to be going up against SaSe. Let's give a huge round of applause for SaSe and SortOf. Gentlemen, we are too excited to get this match going, so we're actually going to skip the interview. You guys are going to do your vetoes, but I just want to say good luck. It's going to be an amazing match. Thank you so much.
All right, so it's about to begin here. A big game between these two guys. SortOf, on the international level, isn't quite as well known as SaSe, as Naniwa, and of course Thorzane. But by God, as In Control describes, SortOf is one of the best Zergs in Europe right now.
Yeah, he's one to look out for. He qualified for MLG, IEM, and a lot of other abbreviations.
But right now, of course, as you can see, we're about to start with the map voting once again. A 7 map pools you can see on screen. I guess we're going to have the infamous coin flip in a moment's time by
Good luck,
Hellspawn. As Hellspawn's getting ready to deal with this.
All right, SaSe removed Antigua Shipyard.
All right, so Antigua Shipyard moved by SaSe, a decent map elimination there against Zerg. Pretty standard.
Yeah.
What is SortOf going to eliminate next?
SortOf remove Tal'Darim Altar.
I guess that's pretty standard as well.
Yeah, anything that messes with a standard type of play, like a Tal'Darim Altar, requires a completely different approach. Sometimes it can be comforting indeed to remove that one.
SaSe removed Shakura's Plateau.
So. I mean, it's kind of preference, I think, rather than anything else.
You mad?
You mad, MLG? All right, let's have a look at the next one.
I was actually thinking the same thing. Not about MLG, but about...
SortOf removed Cloud Kingdom.
All right, Cloud Kingdom eliminated now, which leaves us with our 3 maps, Daybreak, Entombed, and Ohana. And it looks like SaSe is the one to pick the first starting map. What has he chosen? Tell us, or Wise One.
SaSe chooses first map, Daybreak.
All right, Daybreak chosen, I suppose. Is it going to be Ohana, or is it Entombed?
I guess so, huh?
SortOf chooses second map, Ohana. Therefore, Entombed Valley is the third map and decider.
All right, so good luck to both of the competitors here. Remember, one of these guys will be going home. The other one will go up against Naniwa. Let's find out how this is going to go down. SortOf did win the IESF qualifier just yesterday by beating Naniwa, by beating other pros. He has fallen down into the loser bracket here because of Naniwa. Naniwa got his revenge today in a 2-0 sweep over SortOf. But now he's going up against teammate, best friend, housemate, SaSe.
Yeah, and SaSe recently defeated Stefano at MLG, where he made an absolutely amazing run. Coming from his
group, he beat Violet, I think he beat Lenok, and then Stefano was the icing on the cake, if I'm not mistaken. That's a good run.
So he's, I would say, not bad in PvZ.
And I remember SaSe crediting his victories to I mean, he said, well, I've been doing really well against Zerg because there's a lot of Zergs on the ladder, Grubby. I get a lot of practice in Korea.
And what makes perfect?
Practice. Oh, look at that. We said that
nice
at
chemistry.
the same time. So SortOf now just getting ready. Thumbs up. He is ready. Our thumbs are ready. We're ready. And it's all down to SaSe now. Of course, the first map will be, as we said, Daybreak. An interesting map between these two guys. A lot of Protoss players have had difficulty in recent times. If you look at the statistics of it, in recent games, it has been going more to Zerg than Protoss. This is still a best of 3. There is no double sets of best of 3, both being in the elimination, the lower bracket, sorry. So all to play for, a potential of 2, maybe 3 games.
Yep. Just one best of 3 to decide who will be eliminated in 5th and 6th place. And who gets to go up to top 4 and have that chance to get one of those 3 spots and potentially come back all the way to win the grand finals.
Indeed, and it's not just the spots as well. The money doubles as the places go higher from 4th to 1st place. Of course, 1st place having $6,000. A lot of money on the line here. It looks like everyone is ready here. Of course, Western Wolves SortOf going up against Quantic SaSe. Oh my God, it's happening. Let's do this, man.
I'm sure the managers of Quantic and Western Wolves are here watching either in the crowd or maybe at home on the cameras. If so, have fun. Good luck to both of your players. And the game has been started.
It's going to be a tough one. Of course, remember the winner of this best of 3 will face off against Naniwa for the last remaining spot. And here we are into Daybreak.
And here in the bottom left position from Team Quantic, we have the blue Protoss. His name is SaSe.
SaSe returning from multiple different tournaments recently. MLG, traveling in Korea, is going over to Asus ROG next week as well. A lot of traveling. His opponent, though...
Well, and he also skipped IESF to prepare just for this.
That's a great point. And of course, the IESF winner just yesterday that will be playing in Korean tournament, it is none other than Western Wolves SortOf. SaSe already opening up with something a little bit unique. We have the pylon in the main here, and most likely opening up here for the gateway, or it's either a gateway or it's going to be the double pylon nexus.
Double pylon nexus, yeah, I guess.
He's used it a lot, but...
Really?
Yeah, look, there's the second pylon, man.
That's weird. Let me just scrape out my brains. That blew my mind.
So this is something SaSe does a lot. Very, very economy focused, of course. Getting the ability to continue to be able to chrono boost probes throughout. But it is very risky, and look at this, we do have a 15, or was that 15? I think it was 15.
Yeah,
spawning
15
pool coming down.
Now, SaSe, he has a very unique build order, which pretty much no one else does.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this double pylon, but I do know something about what he does when he goes for a Forge Fast expansion. He kind of plays it like a Zerg. He goes very long without gases, then takes all gases at once, and is very meticulous about how many probes he mines with from each gas. 1 probe at a time, 2 probe at a time.
Forge coming down, so not rushing the Nexus out, realize that that would be pretty risky, pretty dangerous, despite Daybreak being a pretty large open map. But the Forges come down, and the probe count could be pretty massive here if he continues to build through. Of course, wants to get the Nexus down. Oh, misses up on the block there. A little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, SortOf takes that opportunity. A total of 20 seconds delay of that hatchery. Not a bad result for SaSe, but he did go Forge first, so he doesn't actually have his Nexus down before that hatchery.
And of course, SaSe is going to be throwing down that cannon now. We'll want to wall off with the gateway and eventually just complete that wall off, leaving a small gap. Now, SaSe, though, SaSe's play is so unique. From the opening of this build, clearly shows that SaSe always brings something new and fresh to the table. He's a player that thinks outside the box, whether it be build, strategies, or unit compositions. Even unit compositions, where he actually emphasizes pre-hive timings with Zealot Charge, Archons, things that can break down Spinecrawler walls. He's actually just such a talented Protoss player, but now he has to show it on the big stage.
Yeah, and his uniqueness of character and his uniqueness of style of thinking about the game goes back all the way back to when he was a pro player in Warcraft 3. There was no one that played quite like him. One time he took like a half-year retirement, came back just to an event, just to meet some friends. I practiced with him, I lost. He had very special style, which I didn't meet on anyone else, and it still worked for him. So very special styles.
But look at SaSe. Look at his build now, Grubby. Look at it a bit more intensively. We have the third gas before the Cybercore. We also have 3 gases in the main. This is something SaSe doesn't do normally. +1 attack is down. He's got hardly any probes mining on the natural, and SortOf has to be going through so many options that SaSe is now presenting himself with such a heavy gas income, a fourth gas going down as well. I mean, what do you think this could potentially be leading to? Well, as I say that, I guess the answer's already been revealed here.
Yeah, normally when you get that much gas, there's really only two things that you might want to get. Either a Templar Archives, which is unusual in the extreme, or perhaps a Dark Shrine.
Yeah, indeed. And is he going to be going for that Dark Shrine here? I mean, he's not chrono boosting into the Forge, so the Twilight Counter does not align up with the Forge to go +2. He doesn't go Blink because he's got no units. Is he going to go for DTs? Oh. And remember, his opponent's seen all the gases. He's seen the naturals mining fully. A probe has found, or sorry, a Zergling has found that. There is the Dark Shrine here. But SortOf has almost the best scouting option and the puzzle, or putting the pieces together to complete the puzzle as needed.
Imagine if SortOf only poked at the front and saw straight sentry. Ooh. He wouldn't necessarily know what's coming off because there was so much gas being taken, and you see that sentry, you don't see like the Zealot and Stalker. You could say, okay, this is normal, because usually when people go Dark Templars, they first open up with the Zealot and Stalker so they preserve that gas. However, SaSe got so much gas that he's actually able to afford a sentry straight away. And now we see a robotics facility, so this isn't just you're in your face and gonna try to walk DTs by. He's probably gonna try and deploy them from a warp prism.
Indeed he is, and the follow-ups are endless here for SaSe after this initially starts here. There's the warp prism. The lair was started before any gas invested anywhere else, so the lair's actually pretty fast. He's going to be able to morph Overseers, which is pretty damn good. You know, having the Overseers in position, he's going to have 4 gases mining now as well, so he's actually got a lot of gas in the bank available. Even the macro hatch coming down as well. But now, let's see how the SaSe is going to line this up. Remember though, the warp prism is not even left its base and the Dark Shrine's finished, so the timing is not crisp with how this should work out, which naturally gives a SortOf a world of time to prepare for this.
Yeah, that's true. It's not perfectly timed out. The prism is a bit late, and well, he does have control of the Zolnaga tower, so he knows that there is nothing to see this prism from deploying those DTs here. Gonna walk one maybe to the third base, where there's, as of yet, no Overseer and no Spore Crawler. And I thought SortOf was gonna be kind of on to SaSe's plan. He does have that Overseer already patrolling from the main base all the way to his third, so kind of a funny way to deal with that, putting it on patrol. And it's kind of a hit and miss thing.
Indeed it is, and you know, everything's waiting for this. Oh no, the third base is caught naked. The main is going to be defended here. Where is the Overseer? No way. Did he not build an Overseer available?
The Overseer is all the way at the third base. It will see that DT, but one DT will beat one Queen. And the 4 DTs in the main base, they're taking down the lair.
SaSe, is he going to be able to do it? The DTs are not revealed. Oh, SaSe's going to get the lair. That's a massive start to this game. He even picks up the DTs. He's got a third base behind this. He's even finished with +2.
+2 finish, as you said, and it was a very fast third. And without that lair, without the larva that lair provides, it's going to be really hard to counterattack. But nonetheless, that's exactly what SortOf wants to do. He has a fair amount of units out on the field. He's got 22 links, 22 more coming in, and he's got 20 roaches with an attack upgrade. He's going to want to hit back, and he's going to want to hit back hard.
And this is the best opportunity for SortOf to come back into the game, is to hit now. Because if the game goes later on, he doesn't have a lair, he doesn't have any long-term plans. Double evolution chamber. Oh, is he going to get a sentry? SortOf grabs the sentries, and SaSe emergency force fields come out. He is going to save some of them, but look, 2, 3. Oh, roaches!
That's just so many roaches here. All the sentries got caught.
SaSe's plan has backfired, holding the beast back with chains, but he has ripped the chains off and is now marching forward. SaSe has to pull the probes into Archon in desperation. Oh my god, SortOf with a counterattack so blinding that SaSe is looking at defeat.
Yeah, and the Immortal did not get picked up by the Prism. The roaches are just swarming through here. However, there's no Overseer at the moment. So these 4 DTs, they're chasing SortOf away. SaSe's third is still safe. There are 4 cannons there. And SaSe, on equal probes, he needs to stabilize. If he gets the time that he needs, he might still be in this game.
Yeah, but he's only got 2 Stalkers. If there are Overseers morphing with this army, it becomes incredibly strong here, but it's not because he doesn't have a layer, Grubby.
Yeah,
so
there are 2
DTs.
Overseers on the field, and they will fly here. Of course, he can't make any new ones, so that's SaSe's primary target. He needs to shoot down as many Overseers as he can. Lair has only just been started.
And the longer this game goes on, the better it becomes for SaSe. He's at a good economy, but can he, survive? Can he hold on to these bases? He's trying his best to do so, setting up units in different positions. So far, it's gone okay, but look at the swarm. It is so strong, and SaSe lost so many sentries. He's got a lack of force fields available, and SortOf comes crashing in through again.
These Archons, they were not able to go into the natural because the choke was too small. One will get focused down, and now SortOf has made a hole. Forge has gone down. Cybernetic score will go down, which means no more sentries, no more stalkers, only zealots, and those are not what you want to have against mass roaches.
The Nexus of SaSe is going to be targeted down in a few seconds' time, and if that goes down, the advantage SaSe has in this game will leave. SortOf is now attacking at 2 fronts. SaSe trying to defend, SortOf getting the best of both worlds, probes, units, everything, and he's even going to get the Immortal, and when the Immortal goes down, he picks up at the last minute, but will fall eventually here to the Roaches. SaSe at 70 supply. What a great opening by SaSe, only just now deploying the Cybernetics core out once again. He's holding on, he's got +2 against these lack of upgraded Roaches, but the mini-map tells a different story. More and more units on the natural, and only Zealot Immortal to defend. The Cybernetics core goes down once again, and SortOf is getting pushed back, but is SaSe holding with enough units here?
Oh, he has to save that Immortal. Oh, he just picks it up in the nick of time. SaSe, he's still alive. He's got a lot of cannons. 4 cannons in both bases. Sort of kind of burned out here. He doesn't have as much army as he did when he started off with his attack.
Does he have a cyber core?
Here.
Does he have a cyber core?
No, he made it at the 3rd, which got taken down.
SaSe, that's going to hurt a lot. And Immortal gets picked up against SortOf, playing so well. SaSe microing as well as he can, and he may be able to defend. Great pickup by SaSe. Oh my god, he deals the right amount of damage and holds on. Oh my god, SaSe holding on for dear life, but the big problem is now there are 5 hatcheries on the map, a 4th base setup, pathogen glands ready, and the Hive and Spire has begun. SaSe managed to hold on to that attack, but is he gonna able to build an army big enough and strong enough, ready for any pre-Hive timings? And if he doesn't, then how the hell is he going to fight against Broodlords and Infestors?
How the hell indeed. He's now going to go for a Robotics Bay. He's still making Immortals. His Cyber Core only halfway, so he can't get critical amounts of Stalkers here. And SortOf, as you said, his tech is just flying out of control. He's got 78 workers. Not too bad for SaSe. He's got 69, but the units he has and the amount of units he has, it's just not enough, I think.
SaSe stuck at 103 supply. He's got so much money, but he can't spend it without the Cybernetics core. And all of a sudden, the 3rd Nexus will get targeted down. SortOf with the superior unit number will bring it down with ease, and SaSe falls onto 2 bases. SortOf is playing so well in this game. Great counterattack, great aggression, relentless aggression. SaSe, what can he do?
Well, he has to be careful here. He has 6 cannons here, 4 on the low ground, 2 on the high ground, but just keeping a 2nd isn't enough at this point. He's 2 bases against 4. We've got Neural Parasite coming out. It's a trademark move from SortOf. Usually we don't see this until like the 25-minute mark or anything like that, but he knows. SaSe, you're on a small technical army. You're gonna rely on Immortals, maybe Colossi. If I take a bunch of them, I will take out the backbone of your army. And here's the rest of my army. Roaches, Zerglings, and Infestors with fungal growth.
Does SaSe have any knowledge of the Hive and Greatest Spire, though, is a question I'm wondering about. He sees no Hive. He sees no Greatest Spire. He can presume that it's on the way now, though, by, of course, the lack of aggression, the lack of attacks coming by SortOf. But how does SaSe approach this? There's no timing he can hit. He doesn't have an army big enough. He doesn't have the upgrades. He has to slowly but surely crawl to the middle of the map, take a 4th base and defend it, and start to prepare Stargate, a mothership. But will SortOf give him that time? And I don't think so.
I doubt very much he will, the Apollo. I mean, SortOf is a very aggressive player. He'll use what he can with Roaches and Zerglings. And, you know, SaSe, He's been working on his army, but he lost his whole army several times over. Trying to do what he can with some DTs in the main base, but the Lynx are right on top of that.
It does pull SortOf back, though. That's one thing it does do, from continuing the assault on that third base, which is very vulnerable at the moment due to the lack of energy on force fields and the lack of sentries in general. But the amount of money in the income tab is going to tell a massive story in terms of where SortOf really is. Look at that, 2,200 and 900 gas compared to a miserable 8 and 4. That's really, really bad here for SaSe.
Yeah, it's ouch. I mean, it's a very awkward position now for SaSe, who has a Prism, but Overseers can outrun him. He actually stopped following
look at the
But I
mini-map.
don't think it's going to be a problem. Nice force fields there, although Zerglings at the third will kill all of them, losing nothing. But now, Infestors with the Fungals on the sentries might be popping a few of them. And in the meantime, big trouble in the main base. SortOf finds Purchase into the main base and will kill this crucial tech building, Robotics Bay. It didn't even get used yet.
If he gets the forward +3 attack is down the toilet as well.
It was
SaSe
90% done.
SortOf pulls off great multi-harassment, multi-attacks here, more so than harassment. A great set of execution, and SortOf now. These roaches are condemned. They will die in the main base, but they will take as many Protoss units as physically possible. But look right now. Oh dear me, the War Prism gets shot in the middle. At least it gives some information that Broodlords are coming, and they are coming in numbers. As these roaches die, there will be up to 8 Broodlords available. SaSe down, and so few Stalkers, so few anti-air. This is just a really desperate situation from SaSe to play from.
I've never seen a Protoss win from this position, but SaSe, I mean, he's very good. I very much doubt he can do it. There's 1 Broodlord on the field, and there's 6 more coming. And that's difficult even to deal with when you have like an 190 supply army. We saw Baby Knight do it with that 200 supply army earlier on against Black Kitty. We didn't know if he could win that fight, but he did. He had some excellent micro. SaSe will have to show the same micro, or better yet, because he doesn't have any Colossi. Broodlings will be a fantastic problem for him. And also, he has a very small army indeed.
SaSe can't cross the halfway line. There's no way. He has to sit back and take the defensive stance and hope that something goes wrong for his opponent. SaSe, with the Observer, does see the Broodlords, moves his Observer just in the time. There's the Stargate. If SaSe some way, somehow can find time for a Mothership and Archons, maybe. But SortOf says, hey, I heard you lack any anti-Broodlords.
Yeah. Well, SortOf's not going to wait to let this game go to a 40-minute conclusion. He knows he has the massive lead here. There's no way he can lose this fight. And he's taking it slow, but will move forward ever so slowly, ever inexorably. And all these Broodlings, yeah, they're trading army with the Protoss. He's losing nothing here. Now sends in his Zerglings. No Parasite on the Immortals. Zerglings and Immortals shredding apart Stalkers.
Perfect engagement from SortOf to end the perfect game for him as well. Despite losing the layer, he comes back and down goes the 4th base, which means no money for SaSe, and GG calls.
Assimilation successful.
SortOf takes the first map of this best of 3. SaSe with an interesting open, but lacked the defense available, because even if he kills the layer, there's still 3 hatcheries, there's still a Roach Warren, there's still Lynx available, and SaSe was not, if he had 1 or 2 more minutes, different game, but SortOf hits right at the right time, and he knows that how intense this series is and what it means to be able to go through to the next stage.
Yeah, I mean, SortOf is not going to give him those minutes, and I kind of just have to think, perhaps, really, it is too risky to go for a War Prism DT drop and get an 8-minute 30 third base. It looked good for a while, but yeah, it's a lot of things to get all at once.
All right, guys, so make sure to go over to Twitter, #SC2WCS. Have the discussions on Twitter. There's a lot of people writing about it right now. Join in the conversations. Argue with those nerds, of course, about who's going to win and who's not.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot to discuss here. We've got the WCS Sweden Nationals going on here. 3 players will make it to the WCS Europe Finals. And even there, on that stage, the Continental stage, you've got 6 players going to the Global Finals. And there's Continental Finals all over the world. We've got South America Finals already having gone down with some players, the best players from that region qualifying to go to the global finals. We've got a North America finals. We've got Southeast Asia. We've got the finals in which Koreans are allowed to participate. I mean, we've got all these players getting together. We've got reputable players. We've got not so known players yet. And all of these players are getting a chance to not only be national champion, but also to represent their continent. And finally, this is all leading up to getting that global championship.
Indeed it is. SaSe looks ready. SortOf has called good luck, have fun as well. So let's begin this game. The next map is going to be on Ohana. So let's see how this is going to shape out. This map's not too bad for either side. I mean, looking at Ohana, which way would you say it slightly favors in terms of race here?
Well, I kind of like it. So I think it's probably like 50-50. Yeah, I think it's one of the more balanced maps.
A great second map, and we are now loading in, ladies and gentlemen. Without any further ado, let's introduce these two players. Down in the bottom right, currently trailing, needs to win this game. It is Quantic SaSe. His opponents playing a great tournament across the last few days of the IESF, won it, and it will be representing Sweden there. Can he get another spot to represent Sweden at another tournament? It is Western Wolves SortOf.
Yeah, we've now gotten a glimpse of SortOf's style, where he likes to go for the Zerglings and Roaches to punish a fast third from the opponent, and then completely transition to a lot of Zerglings, Infestors, Spine Crawlers, and Broodlords.
Thing is, SortOf is not going to change that style. I've watched a lot of his games against Protoss, and that is his, that's his play. That's his play style. Absolutely 3-base into Roachling aggression if viable. If not, fall back on double upgrades and start heading towards the Ling Infestor composition, ready for the Broodlords. Just trademark standard play from SortOf. Of course, 15 port coming down. So, with this trademark play being stamped out, and we're very rarely going to see SortOf adjust, how does SaSe adjust?
Of course, SaSe adjusts in a way like when to make drones and when to make units, but indeed, the general idea, like the visualization of his victory doesn't really change. Now, SaSe, he doesn't necessarily have to do like adjustment. It's not like he used his most standard type of opener and went into the game with that. He did something like, he tried to go for a technical victory. He took down the lair, which was a success, but he lost the DT at the third, he lost the DT in the main, and then maybe he had a too fast third. I don't think he's going to do another DT drop and be like, well, now I'm not going to take a third. It's a little bit too obvious, maybe. So really, the onus is on SaSe here to say, SaSe, what are you going to do this game? You tell us.
And he's opened up with a double pylon again, just to keep that probe production consistent, especially now that the Nexus on the Natural's down. There's the gateway, and we will eventually see another pylon to create the wall off here with a Zealot gap. SaSe going gateway, then cannon, a little bit of a deviation. Kind of a risky deviation. If you look at the change from Daybreak to Ohana, you'd expect the opposite the way around, because he actually went cannon, then gateway previously.
Oh, yeah.
But on Ohana, it's a smaller map. SaSe runs the risk, but it is perfectly fine. Of course, the Ling's way, way too busy finding or checking for a potential probe or pylon block.
Yeah, and SortOf always only makes 2 Zerglings, so he is not off the methodology, like the school of thought, which a player like Sheth might have from Team Liquid, who sometimes makes like 6 or 8 Zerglings and says like, well, I'm just going to try to run past here. And another player who loves doing that is Acer Nurcho. They will try to find holes in a Protoss build, who is playing it too riskily, and they'll occasionally just run by, get some Zerglings in, and cause a whole world of hurt to the Protoss.
Ooh, very early third and fourth gas here, and by seeing this, I guess we're going to be having 2 in each Vespian Geyser, and this is SaSe's only player in the world to do this, to go 4 assimilators, 4 in all.
Yeah, 4 assimilators, but mining sub-optimally. Or I should say optimally, because he stamped this out. He mathematically calculated with some of the finest minds in Starcraft 2, namely his own and some others. So special build here from SaSe. And this is SaSe in his natural environment.
We do have the Robo coming down. With a very early Robo like this, of course, it can mean a couple of things. Of course, it means that he wants to get the Observer out immediately to start to play a more reactionary style. What are the guesses of my opponent? Does he have his macro hatch down? Yes, okay. What is he producing? Does he have Roach, Evolution Chamber? How's he going for a fast layer here? Or SaSe can begin to mold a very strong build here, which everybody knows, which is going to be the Immortal push. But does SaSe try and do something aggressive like that? Look at that, he actually doesn't go for an Observer here, Grubby.
So I think you're right. I think this is going to be the 2-base attack. Basically what's going to happen, 2-base Immortal all-in for those players who don't know it, where have you been? Secondly, it's okay, welcome to Starcraft 2. Basically what's going to happen, we're going to see SaSe probably max out at like 44 probes. And he won't make any more because up to 44 probes, each one will give you a very good income. When you go above it, there will be diminishing returns. So you get that optimal income, you make a bunch of Immortals, you add a lot of extra gateways, and then you go for this very quick attack, which is designed to potentially kill a 3-base Zerg.
So right now, the way to deal with it, the butt that comes in, the perfect way to deal with it, and actually, that's not going to happen, but is going to be the Twilight Council coming down here. So with the Immortal production starting so early on, that gas will now be spent on sentries, and we will be seeing a regular expansion play come out from SaSe. It won't dedicate, but unfortunately, he doesn't have the Observer out, and he doesn't really know what he's playing against. But as we said earlier on, Grubby, is that his opponent is very predictable in how he plays. He plays the same all game long, every game long here.
Yeah, so I haven't seen this type of expansion build exactly. Usually when we see Protoss go for a 3rd Nexus, he's going to get the double Observer out first. Ooh. But on Ohana, it will take a long time to kill those rocks in between. Yeah. So if you want to get that 820 Nexus, which he's getting, you would be momentarily at a loss of words when your opponent is going to try and cancel that. So those 2 Immortals quickly, perhaps he's just saying, well, that's why I want to get Immortals first.
All right, hallucinate. Well, let me talk about the Observer first. So the Observer sees the layer, sees everything's pretty mapped out as normal, but the hallucination, this is something I've been using and seeing myself a lot. Hallucination can act as scans do for Terran players. Yeah. You can use hallucinations, Hallucinate Phoenix, just to map the movement of the opponent's army whenever you're moving out. Because if you make a wrong footing and you walk into any fungals, you are dead. But Ventral Sax is being researched. Ventral Sax is being researched. He's going to do this 3-base attack. He's going to drop in the main. He's going to bust the 3rd. Oh my god, SaSe. Yeah.
SortOf is going to go for a timing. He's got 5 gases. He's going to try to drop units at 12 minutes. 12 minutes is the time where SortOf is going to attack. And if he does everything right, he should be at around 190 supply by that time with drops ready. And he could choose to either drop in every base or to just drop everything right on top of SaSe's army.
SaSe does have +2, or will have +2 out by the time Ventral Sax is ready, which will help out a lot. But will he have the correct spread of units? That's going to be the key here. Or more importantly, should I say, he needs to identify what the hell he's playing against. He doesn't really know yet. The Observer, I think, was targeted down. It's not there. It's no longer on the map, so he has no idea. But the Hallucinating Phoenixes, units are prepared out. SaSe now should see it's either 2 things here, Grubby. It's going to be an all-out assault on that 3rd base, or we're going to see Ventral Sax. Oh, SaSe's moving out very bravely here. Oh, no, the Immortals! SaSe! Oh. SaSe! No, the Immortals go down and SortOf grabs all 3. SaSe has no defense. SaSe's overstepped his mark here before +2 is done. Great force field to deal with the wings. But he has no... 3 Immortals is so big.
Apollo, he's on 6 gateways. Even if that hadn't happened, I don't think he would have been able to hold that attack off. He's investing so heavily in sentries, Immortals, and economy. I don't think he would have been able to hold it off, even if that didn't happen. But it did.
Oh.
It's going to be so hard for him to hold this off.
Here he comes. He has all his units on the 3rd base. Nothing in the main. SaSe finally sees it. How is he going to react? SortOf at 170 supply. He's going to unload the Roach and Links. The force fields come down on the 3rd base. SaSe with nothing. He's wide open. If the Nexus falls, SaSe's tournament hope is down. It is gone. The Nexus and oh my god, the 3rd base as well. SaSe with only a single ball. So force field slapped down. SaSe knows. GG. SaSe takes an unfortunate loss there, but SortOf, more importantly, has taken down SaSe 2-0. And now we will have the rematch between SortOf and Naniwa that has been happening across IESF yesterday and will happen again now.
Great job to SortOf. SaSe probably not quite happy with this performance. He will be eliminated in 5th and 6th place. SortOf will challenge Naniwa once again.
Everybody, SortOf. Well, walk me through those games a little bit. It looked like you couldn't really make a wrong choice. I mean, especially that last game, it felt like every time your army was there, his was, but one of those guys was invited and the other one wasn't. Oh, yeah. Use the microphone.
Yeah, that's not good, smart. But yeah, those games were kind of, I didn't expect them to go that way, but I think he had some computer problems maybe, and I feel like he made some mistakes that cost him the games. I didn't necessarily feel that I way outplayed him, but I think I played a bit better.
Okay. Now, this does set up a rematch. Actually, earlier in this tournament, you played one of the favorites for Sweden, and certainly one of the favorites for any tournament he enters, Naniwa. You've already beaten him once. How do you feel once again coming up against him now?
I don't know, if I feel like just play calm and play my best, I'll do it pretty well. But there's a lot of mind games and stuff that can happen, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm really excited for that match. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You're a new player in Western Wolves. You know, you're making a splash. A lot of those guys have been doing really surprising results in WCS in particular. How you like the Western Wolves? That's been a great team for you. You're really excited about that. I mean, tell me a little bit about the team.
Yeah, they've been great. Like the management and everything is super professional, and everything is running really smooth. So I'm really happy with it.
Okay, man. Well, hey. Good luck in your next match. You've got a doozy, but there's a lot of people here behind you. They're really excited about the match. Let's give it up for SortOf one more time, please. Okay, there's like 7 cameras. Which one do it? Yeah, that one. Sweet. Hashtag, oh, geez. Did anyone else hear that? Nope, just me? Okay. SC2WCS, hashtag that, join in on the conversation. But we're going to set up our next match, and in the meantime, we're going to run a quick commercial break. We'll see you guys soon.